Hello and welcome along to another episode of this Cricket 19 career with me, Daniel. It's episode 25 and today we're back mid-match in a Royal London One Day Cup game, as you can see, and you might be able to tell the reason why as well, as we're closing in our first county one day century, having done it on the first class stage just a couple of episodes ago. So if you're not up to date with the series yet, please do go back and catch up with it so far. It's been a whirlwind ride full of inconsistency, some epic highs and some pretty poor lows as well, but I hope you're enjoying it if you are following along, and a massive thank you for supporting the series. If you are new to the channel, then do subscribe for regular content from this series, 3 episodes a week from this career, as well as daily FM19 content and Snooker 19 career mode videos too. But we're back just past the midway point of the first innings. Joe Root's put us into bat and he's joined us in the middle this time. He's not had the best start to the season, but he's 53 not out alongside us, although he's going very slowly at the other end, which has meant we've had to take a few more risks. And remarkably, there's not yet been a wicket for Somerset. Although we're 2 down, they were both via run-outs. Firstly, Gary Balance ran himself out. That was while we were simulating through. And then first ball for Jack Leaning, before he even got to face one, we ran him out at the other end. So we're trying to make amends and score enough runs for the both of us. And things are going well so far, as we go in at just over 6 and over. So this episode will work slightly differently to some of the previous ones. Normally we were in the career hub, and then we'll come into the game afterwards. But we have played quite a few matches off camera, particularly in this One Day Cup, so we'll go through and finish our batting innings, play the bowling innings off camera if we do get given the ball, just to see what the end score is, and then we'll come back and look at the last few games so you can see the form we've been in so far this season. It's important at county level you see how we're progressing, so you'll know just when to expect an England call up. You'll be able to predict it as we go along as well, but let's go and get back into the action, as we're just 4 away from our first one day century. We've obviously done it at club level before, but never for this county side with Yorkshire. First ball of the 27th over then, and we're on strike to Davey, who's been the most expensive bowler so far, and have been leaving the leg side fielders out of the circle, so we've been getting easy singles for quite some time, and then just the odd ball beats the fielder for 4, hence we've got a really good strike rate. So now we're just 3 away from our century. Joe Root's got a few more at the other end, and we're back on strike to the spinner now, where we've often been put in danger before. So outside off stump we've got to be careful. We play and miss at the first one of the over there, and it's the only way we're going to get out before our century if we try and keep playing outside off stump. So I know it's not ideal to defend at this stage, but I think we may have to do it for now. Even when we tried to defend there we missed one, so I don't know if we even just need to leave it. We're just praying for one on the pad so we can flick it away to the leg side, and that's exactly what we've got, and we've managed to miss time here, but it just edges away far enough that the wicket-keeper chases, and we managed to run through a quick single. We didn't deserve that, as we're getting a bit tense now, as we're back just 2 away from that century. Joe Root giving us back the strike, which isn't what we wanted, although this one we can get to the leg side too, and we move on to the most nervous score, 99 yet again. We've been here before in a first class game, in fact on our first class debut, but we haven't been here in the county side at one day level, so hopefully we'll be able to do it again. We just need a single off this ball. But Davies now coming around the wicket, it's outside off stump, so we actually leave it, but it's a no ball, so we've got a free hit now, and surely we can find a single somewhere. There's plenty of space on the offside, or we could just nudge a single to the leg. Let's see what we can do with it. It's a short ball outside off, and we go through point. It's an aerial shot, and it reaches the boundary though. That's the important bit. We move on to 103, a strike rate of 140 off 73 balls, and after a fairly conservative start, we've certainly performed brilliantly now. What a fantastic partnership, and what a score this has been for Yorkshire. So we can go back to our normal game now, try and guide it to third man, but unfortunately we haven't quite connected there, and we almost get out the very next ball. Let's see what we can do with the following one. Again, Davey keeping that line outside off stump, and I think we're going to have to change to the back foot here, because we're really struggling with anything offside. Halfway through the over then, in Davey comes again. This one's Fuller and he's bowled us completely. What a disaster that is. I was hoping for a bit more gameplay than that. Thankfully we did get to the century, but we've been clean bowled trying to cut away to the offside, and it was just a matter of time after the last couple of balls. Unfortunately we're out for 103, but we have given our side a fantastic platform. Hopefully the likes of Lyth and Bairstow can get us over the line, reach that big score of 300, that we can then bowl them out in the second innings. Let's go and simulate to see what the score is. Well past 300, and we've been brought into bowl with our opponents already 2 wickets down. We'll come and have a look at the scorecard in more detail, just so we can see what's required in this game. Okay, so let's look at the state of the game. We reached a whopping 345 for 4, better than any of the scores we've reached this season. Joe Root unbeaten on 136, Johnny Bairstow unbeaten on 85. 2 fantastic knocks there to go alongside our 1-2. Adam Lyth got out for a first ball duck, bowled the ball after we got out. So unfortunately it didn't go well for him, but in reply we're doing well with the ball. After 8 overs, Somerset are 41 for 2, only going at about 5 and over, and losing wickets quickly as well. Gallegos, I'm sure, is a player we played at club level. He looks like one that's been promoted too. And then Babar Azam, the Pakistani player, is also off the mark and on to 16. So it's going to be a tough spell with the ball, but as we said before, we will skip through it. If there are any highlight moments, we'll show them on camera, but otherwise we'll be back to review our last few games and show you our selection status at the moment. So a slightly different episode to normal, but as we play quite a few games off camera, it's probably quite important to do so. So we'll be back in a moment if we get given any tense overs with the ball, but if not, we'll be back on the Career Hub screen in a moment. Okay, we're back to show you our final over with the ball, and I've got to be honest, the reason I wasn't planning to show you any of the bowling innings, partly because obviously we're focusing on our batting in this career, but partly because this season it's been largely uneventful. Yes, we've occasionally taken 1 or 2 wickets, but generally it's just been watching someone go at 2 or 3 and over, fairly economical, fairly uneventful, not really many scares for the batsman, but it has been very different in this innings. 3 for 6 off our 9 overs so far. We're about to be bowled out, and those 2 key wickets, Babar Azam and Steve Gallegos, who were in when we started, we took both of those, one of them the international of course. I'm just checking what our other wicket was. It was Ben Green for 5. Now we've got O'Brien, who's on 17 not out, and Josh Davey, the new man to the crease, after Carver just took a wicket at the other end. So we're looking absolutely fantastic. Surely we'll be man of the match. 3 wickets with that economy, plus a century, has surely got to be enough, and there is no risk of us losing this game. Somerset on 101 for 6, and they need 244 runs in just over 20 overs. So even in a T20 with 10 wickets in hand, that would be pretty much impossible. So I certainly don't see them doing it today, but let's go and enjoy our last over. 6 deliveries to come, and we're going to follow our normal pattern then. So 3 of the first 5 deliveries are just going to be standard off breakers, good length with a slightly longer pitch, and then we're going to have 2 flighted deliveries which aside from that are exactly the same length and the same pitch, and then the final ball will be a full length top spinner just to try and tempt them into a big shot. So we start with one of the standard off breakers. This one's been hit away to the leg side, but it's a dot ball as it finds the fielder in the circle. Another good start to the over. We're going to go for a standard off breaker again. We want to throw in the flighted ones towards the end too. That's often where they're looking for more shots, and it's ended up getting us wickets so far. So we will throw in the first flighted one now, just to try and match it up a bit. So let's see what the mix up does. Straight in at the stumps again, just outside off, it hits him on the pads, but it was never in line with the stumps. Let's get into the 4th one, a standard off breaker again. Fairly simple tactics, we're not doing anything special, though this one seems to have gone for a single. Though no, the man in the outer ring has got him very quickly, and he's prevented a run there, which is a shame as we don't get to bowl to the new batsman. But the penultimate ball of the over, we'll use our second flighted one. No need for us to worry about getting tired now, as of course we haven't got to bowl again after this. Straight at the stumps, and it's straight to the man at mid-on. It's another dot ball, and we're 1 away from our maiden. So the top spinner comes in, fuller length delivery, try and catch him on his crease, and can we get an LB? We can't, as it's swept away to avoid yet another maiden, and even worse, they're going to get two through it, or is it going to be a third now? That's really poor fielding out there, but we finish with figures of 3 for 9 off 10 overs. Absolutely sensational. Somerset still trail by 222. There's the expected confirmation then. Xavier O'Brien did get to 60 as we failed to get him out, but they're all out after 45.5 overs. 184 they reached in the end. We win by 161 runs, and we're the player of the match yet again. Our first century in the Royal London One Day Cup, and our first century at one day cricket at county level, and 3 wickets to go with it. That's our best return with the ball too. So a brilliant match for us, and we'll get back to the career hub, and then we'll go and look at our batting attributes and also look at the previous games off camera. So despite our century, not many batting ability points, but we did reach our objective of taking 20 wickets. Been a long time coming, that one. We almost move up to level 23 and we get lots of bowling bonus there. Not ideal, as it's not what we want to improve at the moment. We're entirely focused on our batting. But let's go and have a look at the schedule. We'll firstly skip through to the next game, but we have played 3 or 4 off camera and it's been a big spell of one day matches. You can see there's still club games there on the bottom of the screen. I hope we're not going to be playing in those. We've got a really packed schedule in the county level, and it seems like we don't need to play for our club side now. We really are established as a county player. Yorkshire seem to be depending on us, and I think we can safely say we're going to be capable of moving forward to the international stage soon. Certainly we'll get a call up to the JLT in Australia, so we can play in the Sheffield Shield over there. More 3 or 4 day experience, which is great as we move towards test match cricket. You can see there where the objectives problem is. We're actually a better bowler than batsman, despite being a batting all-rounder, and it's just because it's so much harder to level up on the batting side. So all of our skills now will be focused on that, as we've got 1 batting ability point to spend. So what do you think we should improve? I don't know whether to go for the hook or pull, as that's how we often get out to the short ball. If we improve that, will it help us out, or do we improve our attacking attribute to try and help us in the one day season? I guess as a test player we should do defensive really, so I think that's what I'm going to start with. Let's try and improve our natural strengths, and then we'll deal with our weaknesses after. So 2 more available skill points spent, but again we're waiting for more batting ability points, so we need some big scores in the near future if we're going to upgrade again. But we have just improved our batting attributes by 2, and we're now catching up to our bowling attributes. The next objective is a batting one, to hit 34s. I'd imagine we'll achieve that pretty quickly, as well as scoring 500 runs, so hopefully before too long we'll get some bonus points for those 2. But let's go and have a look at the schedules and standings to see how we've been getting on in these matches. So let's have a look at the tournament statistics. We've just played the 4th game of the season for us there. We're going to be playing in round 6 shortly as well. We already know about that one. So we just played Somerset and won that game. Previously we played against Surrey. Unfortunately they won by 5 wickets, and it was our biggest failure of the season. Just 1 run off 5 balls, a terrible start, and Gary Vallance, our opening partner, got a duck too. I'm just seeing what we did with the ball. 2 for 33 off 10 overs. That's been a bit more reminiscent of our season. We haven't been quite so economical this year. The game before that in number 3, our side didn't play in that round of fixtures. In the second one we played against Middlesex, and unfortunately we lost by 1 wicket. We took 1 for 34 in R10, and we scored 18 runs off 18. It was a really tense one, but with 1 over to go, Middlesex won it with 1 wicket remaining. And then previous to that, based on the table, you obviously know we won the first one. That was against Sussex, the same opponents in the 4-day first class debut. We took 2 for 7 with the ball there, didn't bowl our full 10 overs, and we got 60 with the bat on the back of our brilliant display in the first class game, and Johnny Bairstow continued to partner us. The last thing to show you is our first county championship game of the season. You were obviously with me over the last 3 episodes as we brought a brilliant innings of over 180, but that was of course just the first innings, and unfortunately the match ended in an anticlimactic draw. We actually ended up being chasing a big score. Sussex got 400 in their second innings, and we ended up needing about 350, something we weren't capable of. We had about 2 sessions to stay out and the ball was swinging all over the place. So you can see there it was one of our best defensive knocks, 92 unbeaten off 157, while Johnny Bairstow was trying to win it at the other end. He got 90 off 90 not out, but we did a job and guaranteed our side avoided defeat by playing a defensive knock, just as Alistair Cook would have. Wouldn't have been the most entertaining one, but it's probably the knock I'm most proud of, even above the first innings score. But over 270 runs between 2 innings, we certainly couldn't be much happier with that. What a debut it was as well, although we didn't take any wickets with the ball I don't think, none in the first innings off 11 overs, and in a second none off 17, so 28 runs conceded there, we were still fairly economical. So that was an amazing game for us, and bar that one failure, our form's been very good this season. So if you did enjoy this episode, despite us getting out quite early, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Of course we got over the line and made that century, which was the main reason we came back. And now we've got a century in both first class cricket and the one-dayers. Hopefully our selection status will improve soon. We'll have a look at that in the next episode, as well as featuring another county game. In the meantime, let me know in the comments where you think we should improve our attributes next. You've seen where our batting stats are lower, so which ones do you think we should focus on? Should we continue to work to improve our strengths, or should we be focusing on our weaknesses? I really want to start improving the sweep shot soon, as that's something I think is going to be crucial against spin. We keep getting caught outside off stump, and the sweep shot could be a revelation for us. It's also a shot I used to utilise in Don Bradman Cricket 17 and in Ashes Cricket beforehand, so they are shots I'm looking to improve soon, but let me know if you agree with my thought process. Subscribe to the channel for 3 episodes a week from this Cricket 19 career, every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday at midday. A massive thank you to everyone that continues to support the series, as well as the Ashes Test playthrough beforehand. I really can't thank you enough for giving it a try, and I hope you continue to enjoy the content. There's also daily FM19 videos from my long-term One Club story. That's with Torquay United. We're trying to take them to the top of English and European football, and we'll be back tomorrow with that one at 4:30, as we have episodes every Sunday to Thursday at the same time. There's also weekly videos from my snooker 19 career. That's every Friday at 4:30 too. We're coming towards the season ending World Championships in that one, and it will be our final tournament of the series, as we try to emulate Ronnie O'Sullivan and win the biggest event in the game, so fingers crossed we can perform in that one, and you'll find out over the next few weeks. But a massive thanks for watching this one and your continued support with the series. Again, apologies there wasn't as much batting content. We didn't know we were going to get out so soon after the century, but we'll make sure we play through a whole innings in the next one, just to give us a bit more focus with the bat.